What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Film Cave, episode number 79.
Yes, sir.
It's your boy Knight.
What's up, everybody? Logan here. This is gonna be a fun one. It's probably gonna be a long one. Got a lot to talk about, but I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna be real fun.
Oh, most definitely. So, I want to thank y'all for joining us on this latest episode, as you guys always do. And if you're new, thank you for stopping on by. I really appreciate it. If you like what you see here, if you had a good time, if you enjoyed the show, if you like the parenting, if you like the community, whichever, hit that thumbs up. Really helps the show reach a lot more people. Hit that notification bell because you want to be reminded when all episodes drop. You don't want to miss it. Come on now, I don't know what I was going to say with that, but just be involved. All right?
Be on top of that shit, man.
Be on top of that shit. Exactly. My volume is pretty low. Okay. And then lastly, but most importantly, the easiest way to show us that you love us, the simplest way to show us that you care, and the cheapest way to show us that you're just in this, hit that subscribe button. Because it's free. Costs you nothing. So, do it. You won't regret it.
Great.
All right. So, to start off, I don't know if you can hear it, so excuse me throughout the show, but I am sick again. It is not COVID, thankfully.
Fun, though.
Right, exactly. I'm like, wow, my body just cannot recover. So I'm stuffy, and it's hot, humid out here, so I'm dying, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I'm going to try to power through, and hopefully don't sound too damn crazy. How about that?
I think you'll be all right. You sound like you could do some voiceovers right now. Like you got that deep, you got that rasp. Might want to make some tapes. Just get that thing going.
Might do that. Put that in the back burner, just in case a rainy day. Like, hey guys, they're like, okay, that sounds great. You need to be sick all the time.
Yeah, correct.
Like, great.
I got this in my chest.
Right. Yeah. No, Kenny. I don't know what the fuck it is. That's what happens when you get old. Shit just starts breaking down.
I mean, shit. I'm sure COVID doesn't leave your body going, yeah, no, I can fight off something else right now. You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
no, especially you just had it. Literally, just had it.
So I mean, you're probably just catching something weak while your body's trying to come back up.
Yeah.
But that still sucks. Jeez.
Yes, it does. All right. Onward with the show. We got a lot to talk about today, guys. We got some spoilers. We got some movie spoilers, some show spoilers, some Emmy noms, and a few trailers dropped. So,
yeah.
Without further ado, are you ready, sir?
Let's do the dang thing.
Let's get into it. So, for those of you who do not know, some of you do, most of you won't. But me and Logan are a couple of
fucking nerds.
Couple of fucking nerds, man, which means we talk about film any and all goddamn day. But sometimes there are other things that we just want to branch out. There's other genres and whatever the hell you want to call it. We're just like, hey, let's give our 2 cents. But sometimes, well, pretty much all the damn time, the world of film still finds a way to rear her beautiful head into the conversation. Because why?
She's a jealous ass bitch.
She is a jealous ass bitch. That was a lot of vigor in between that one. Yeah, stop drinking booty sweat. I can't. It's addicting, Kenny. All right. It's kind of hard. All right, yes. Where was I going? His booty sweat threw me off. Yes, fucking nerds, all that good stuff.
Jealous ass bitch.
Jealous ass bitch. Yeah, there we go. Okay, thank you so much. So, we call this particular segmento. You want to sing it? I'm stuffy.
I mean, no. You had a chance to get some deep, raspy, beautifulness, and I ain't doing it.
I did. What a dick. I mean, no.
You just spurred on me. I'm like, I wasn't ready. I wasn't prepared. I mean,
I did.
Oh shit, that was funny.
Yes, out there in the world, there is a particular fashion in which we go about said out there in the world. So Logan, do you want to tell the people what that would be?
That would be traditionary fashion, my friend.
You goddamn right it is. So in said fashion, please lead the way.
Yeah, so kind of picking up from what happened last week that we talked about just a little bit, but that is Stranger Things. I have progressed in my Stranger Things
Yes.
watching. I am now, I want to say last week, had I finished season 2
Yes.
and like that was it?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm now on, I'm on episode 6 of season 4. So we have,
Goddamn.
we binged all of season 3 in a day. And
Holy shit.
over the weekend, well, that's what happens when it's 109 outside. We lock it the fuck down, and we're like, you know what? It's binge day, and so we watched literally on the 4th of July. We watched like 3 or 4 episodes. Went to a 4th of July party for like 2 hours. Came back, knocked that shit out, man. So and then we started season 4. Yeah, season 3 definitely better than season 2. Starts off slow still. Like first 3-4 episodes I was really like, I'm surprised people like this season so much more. But the last 3 or 4 are phenomenal. Like I still like, and it was funny because Walker, my cousin who just popped in the chat, he had told me, and I want to say he told me after I'd already finished the season, and I was like talking to him about it, but he was like, hey, he's like, yeah, I forgot to warn you. He's like, but season 3 definitely has more of that 80s like cheesiness and stuff like that, but like I loved it. Like it works really well. Like they walk that line really well, and the amount of hype, like I guess I'm gonna do spoilers. This is season 3.
Of course.
I don't necessarily have to do spoilers for season 4 because a lot hadn't even really happened yet in terms of the big shit. But for season 3, like the part that got like, there's a big hype moment to where it's like, there's no way you don't go from the second to last episode of season 3 to the finale of season 3 like immediately, because of the way 11 has that thing in her leg and they cut it out and it's super intense and fucking hurts, and she pulls it out and it's like terrible, and she throws it, and you're like, all of a sudden Hopper's foot just comes and smashes it, and he like has a gun and he's like, what's going on, or so, you know, something. And so like all of a sudden the grown-ups are with the kids, everybody's together, and we have a finale to do, and it was just fucking great. And but like it was cheesy, like that is cheesy as shit, but it works so well. And like literally I was like, oh, let's fucking go. Like I was like, hit play, like we're going. And
she fucks up those henchmen, what do you want to call them, in the mall with the car shit. I'm like, oh fuck, yes, because
that's the thing too, when she comes to save the 2 kids groups are separate, and she saves with the car, and it's her up on the balcony, and it's like, oh shit, here we go, and like fam's coming together. And then when it comes to that finale, like it's kind of funny because it's pretty smart to where you have a giant CG monster that I don't really care about, but it is scary. Like I mean, it's intense. I got to worry about that, but it's a big CG monster. And if that was all that it was, you'd go, just big CG monster. You know, it's like a lot of, I mean, movies nowadays, like if it has just a big CG monster, you're like, I didn't really care. But it's very smart to then have Billy that's literally half big CG monster inside and himself. And so you get really good storytelling, and, you know, it brings all that around to where you care. And they had just like one flashback with him and 11 that makes you care about him and sees, you know, that he's, you know, had pain in his life, whatever. And then, you know, with his mom on the beach. And then, he ends up sacrificing himself, and it's fucking great. Like I cared, and it hurts, and it's really good. Like I really liked it. And then having all the fireworks going off is like their weapons, and it's just beautiful. Like that's that 80s, like it's 80s cheese, man. It's like we got all the, like they're making jokes like, we're going to use fireworks on it. It's like, well, what else we got? You're like, yeah, this is like we use enough of these, and it's a lot of
Yep.
gunpowder and all that. So I really liked it visually. It was nice because, like I said, you have a giant sludge meat CG monster,
Shit was gross.
and you throw a bunch of fireworks around it. It's gonna look pretty good. So I dug it. I also liked that they took 11 basically out of the finale, took her powers away, and made somebody else step up, because the show was teetering on a line of like everybody's just going to stand around while 11 does shit, and they focus on that a lot through the season of like, we'll just use 11, come do this, and we'll just stand here behind you and watch you do it. And it's really smart to get around that, or like bring that to a head and say, hey, look, we're going to show you that yes, that's a problem, and we're not going to do it anymore. And I dig that. So yeah, definitely like the season a lot more. It's not as good as the first season, obviously, but the budget's way up, and it's a lot better than season 2. So I dug it.
I told you the payoff would be worth it for Billy.
Yeah,
like,
correct.
There's a reason why.
He was wasted in season 2, but then first episode of season 1, he's like, as soon as that finale started, I looked at Hannah, I was like, talk about an upgrade of a role. Like this guy has been, they finally realized who they had, and they're like, we need to fucking use him more because he's great. And yeah, he got a fat role. I loved it.
Really great. 11 showed a lot of badass moments, and Hopper. I love fucking Alexi. Alexi was everything. That man was my heart. I was like, oh, and fucking Russian Terminator, and
yeah, big time.
Everything, right? Everything. The season was great. So, what are you thinking so far about season 4? So far,
I mean, it's really good. Obviously, once again, budget way the fuck up. Even from season 3, I mean, they're using CG all day. But yeah, I mean, I like it. It's already done so much for Max's character. I really like that. It's funny because I didn't even realize that this song that's been on TikTok for months is even from this fucking series.
Yes.
But that makes sense.
It blew back up because of this song.
Yeah. And but yeah, I mean, I like it. It's one of those things. We were watching it, like, starting the season, and then all of a sudden we're going, golly, this is a long episode. And I, look, and I'm like, every episode after this is an hour and 20 something minutes. I'm like, what are they fucking doing, man? Like, I don't like that personally, because that makes me not want to watch. Like, I want to get through it. And instead, now that's a big commitment. I'm on episode, I need to watch 7 and then 8 and 9. That's it. But 9's a movie.
Yeah.
And then the other 2 are over an hour and something. So it's like, I asked Walker, I was like, how much time do I got? He's like, like close to 5 hours. I was like, you're fucking me. Like, I've got 3 episodes of 5 hours. I was like, that's like, that I will say that is a negative for me. That it's not a show. You're making movies, calling it a series, but they have so many characters now, and we're having to jump all over the place that I mean, they really can't help it. But yeah, I'm digging where we're at.
Works.
I'm I thought we were gonna get Hopper back, and we haven't yet. So like, all this shit's going on with Mother Russia. But
yes,
I'm definitely intrigued. 11's trying to get her powers back. Yeah, so we're doing some shit. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, episode 4 was fucking so good. That last 20 minutes, just the last 20 minutes of episode 4 was like, Jesus Christ, this shit is just,
I'm trying to think which one that is.
Amazing. That's the Max episode.
Okay, yeah.
That's where,
phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was like, dear God.
Yeah,
like,
it does so much for her. With the Dear Billy.
Yes.
With her writing all the, so good.
I was like, dear God, like, I can't take it. Like, I had to breathe. I had to take a second when the shit ended. I was like, God damn.
Yeah. And so Kenya says, I'm a fan of long episodes of movies. I'm a fan of long movies if the story needs it. I'm fine with long episodes. I just don't like that, which obviously I'm watching this later on anyway, but I probably would have watched Stranger Things this whole time if it was weekly released. But the fact that by, they come out on Friday and by Saturday I'm getting spoiled on Twitter because people blew through it while I have a life and sleep. That's where I have a problem is like, I have 3 episodes left and I have 5 hours. And so like, can't watch any tonight, can't watch any tomorrow. And then Hannah goes out of town Friday. So we don't have enough time to even finish it this week. And I'm upset. And I'm like, maybe if they had just fucking made normal, like, it's one of those things. I mean,
storytelling.
If Zack Snyder can't make a movie without it being 4 hours, that's a negative. I mean, even though the experience as a whole was pretty good, it's like, but it's a skill to make a tight story in a normal runtime. So yeah, we'll see what happens though, because it's one of those things where the world is really damn good. Like, I like it a lot. And like, it was funny because last night, I think on the last episode we were watching, Hannah pointed out, which is a great point, because the whole thing is they're looking for a new gate and they're using the broken compass and they find it in the lake. And Hannah was like, season 1, there were gates all over the woods. She's like, Nancy crawled into one and crawled out of one in a tree and like all this stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, they did kind of abandon that and like made gates more like there's just one gate and blah blah blah. Right. So like they abandoned that a little bit to I think
they all closed, like 11 closed them all, and that's what had happened.
Well, I mean, she closed the one, but like now they're making it to where, because there was only one Demogorgon in the first season, but it was able to come through one gate and come out another gate and just appear here and whatever, because it was all these different things because they were just trying to figure it out. But they eventually have to bring rules to the world. But like, yeah, in that first season, there's a tree that has a gate that opens up more and then closes after them and all that. So, which I don't blame them, because it makes it more, story is easier to write when you got to do something with these characters, since you're doing, super long episodes and we need them to go look for this instead of just.
Right. Because you're more fresh on it than I am. Because I thought that when she closed them in the second, she closed all of them.
Well, I mean, that's quite possible, but like you still have things coming in and out. So therefore it should be able to should be making new gates as they, if we're going off the rules of the first season. But also, I mean, I just saw it as she closed the big one.
Third one, not second. Sorry.
Well, no, she closed it in the second one.
Yeah, I was talking about the third one.
Yeah,
because I think that's when everything got.
But yeah, I mean, that they just they had to abandon it for exactly that. She closes it in the second one, and all the dogs die. Yeah, it's like if there were a bunch of mini gates around, that wouldn't work. Right. So they just had to kind of fix that up, which I don't blame them. I dig it. So yeah, we're gonna see what's up with Vecna. As of right now, he just likes to walk slowly. So we'll see if they do anything else with him. He's definitely. I'm scared of him. Yeah, I'm scared of him. He likes to attack troubled teens, so he's a bitch.
Yeah, he's a bit of an asshole, yes he is.
Yeah, but we'll see what happens with him, for sure.
Cool and gang, heard it. All right, keep us posted. Not even next week. Well,
I should have it finished by. I'm thinking we'll have it finished by next Tuesday.
Okay,
but we'll see.
Sounds good. All right. So, speaking of, it's dark. Cap 4. We finally have a director.
Yep.
And it was, God, I just had it. Something. Oh, no. Oh, damn it. Where'd it go?
Motherfucker.
There we go. Julius
Onah, yeah.
Has been tapped to direct Cap 4. And now everybody, well, not everybody, but all the ignorants are running around Twitter denying the fact that he's Captain America. And Chris Evans finally, I was like, where the fuck have you been? Finally said, hey, this motherfucker is Captain America. Leave me alone. So This dude's credit apparently has one movie of 2019 that was apparently really great.
Also, Cloverfield
I
Paradox.
was just gonna say he also had that shit.
Yeah.
And that not so much.
But yeah, this Lucy,
whatever. Fuck.
90% Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, apparently
Only a 6.6 on IMDb though, out of 10. So we'll see.
Hey, so I don't know.
3.4 on Letterboxd.
I don't know. They definitely got I don't want to say weaker director, but a lesser known.
Yeah, unknown, cheap
director for this, absolutely. So they can spend more money on, the spectacle of it all, or whatever the hell they plan on doing. That's cool. I'm very excited. It's about time. Like I said, this motherfucker's been on the back burner ever since he was announced as Captain America.
Yeah.
So I look forward to it. I don't know what kind of story they're gonna go with, or direction, but I'm here for it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first of all, I'm glad that we're getting more of, Sam Wilson's Captain America. But it is just a thing of, you're going with a director that's not very experienced,
right?
And it seems like they've made two real things, and one was a success. I mean, you cannot call Cloverfield Paradox a success at all. So it's a little frustrating because, looking at something like Eternals, like that's a director that won, Best Director, and I still think she was kind of in over her head to make a movie of that scale. Like she just didn't really know how to do it yet. I think now if she probably made a sequel, I think she would figure it out more in that script phase of how to actually do it. But, and then same thing with a lot of the shows. You randomly will get a director that hadn't really done much, and sometimes you can tell. And my biggest thing for that is I guess it was the 4th episode of Miss Marvel. I thought, like, directing wise, they were just in over their head. And so when it comes to Marvel, like, it was always a thing of like, oh, well, they just had a great pitch. And it's like, yeah, that sometimes works out, but you've been having a little bit of a, up and down road in this phase. So I would go for somebody solid if you're going to announce somebody right now, like if you're going to hire somebody right now. But maybe he's actually been hired for months and, whatever. But
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely intrigued to see what they do. Are they going to continue the Sam Bucky storyline, or is this going to straight up be, a Falcon Captain America movie? And if that's the case, I'm definitely down to see what's up.
Yeah, I think it's just him. I don't think Bucky may pop up for like 2 seconds, like, hey, whatever the hell, but I think it's going to be solely him. I just want to see like what the threat will be, what the story is, so just all kind of intrigued on that. I'm just happy we're finally fucking getting it. I'll worry about the rest later. And hell no, I don't understand that shit at all, and I won't. So we will see.
Well, you see how you added the word "my" into those other 2 sentences? It's
not the same, sir.
Because you're wrong if you take the word "my" out.
Yeah, because completely.
Edward Norton is not Hulk, and Tobey Maguire is not Spider-Man.
Yes. Touche.
You just saw a buddy cop movie like that, and it was called Falcon and the Winter Soldier. But like, I do see where, similar to Cap in the first movie, Sam might need his own kind of Howling Commandos type of thing, and having Bucky, continue to be a Howling Commando type of person could be cool. Because I like having somebody for them to bicker with and bounce stuff off of that they have chemistry with. And besides, Nat's gone. You're not gonna make Kobe Smulders or whatever. You're not gonna bring her in for a bigger role. So I mean,
maybe it'll be Torres who takes over the Falcon in the comics. Maybe they'll do something.
Have 2 people flying around.
Maybe.
I don't know. I definitely think he will be a Falcon at some point, because they kind of
alluded to it.
Yeah. But do not bring back the Flag Smashers. Then you have to bring back
Oh
Bucky.
God,
I mean,
please do not
about?
bring back Flags. Oh, please do
Yeah,
not
no.
bring back Flag Smashers.
But yeah, I don't know.
Oh God.
Like I saw somebody bring up like, oh, do Serpent Society now because it's more of a ground level threat. So because that's the only thing is, at the end of the day, we have a Captain America that does not have the serum, and so you gotta. I mean, at the end of the day, you know, if Steve Rogers was still around, he would kick his ass. And so it's like you have to make it work for this Captain America.
Who was the best part? The Flag Smashers?
He's just fucking with you. He has to be just fucking with you. They
He
were
has-
so
He has
they
to be.
literally had half their
He has
story
to be.
cut out.
And the ringleader was the most fucking annoying part about the whole thing, about the whole show. But we'll see. Okay. All right. So we have Cap 4. What else you got?
I think that's it. I think I'm good. What's your weather like? You said it's hot and humid.
Yes, it is.
How hot?
It's annoying. Not y'all hot, but
Okay. Because the whole
nowhere near that.
I mean the whole damn world's getting a heat wave right now, but I was just interested to know.
It was in the 90s today, but it's 83 now.
Okay, because I mean, y'all are surrounded by literally nothing but concrete and getting held in by metal and glass buildings. So like, I'm sure 95 feels hot walking on the streets of New York City.
Annoying.
So,
And especially with a fucking stuffed nose, not fun at all.
Yeah. But I mean, like for me right now, it's 8:30 p.m. and it's still a fat 100.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
insane.
The sun's been down. I mean,
It's like I have the AC and the fan directly in my face. It just feels like
yeah.
it's blowing hot shit.
Yeah, correct.
Like,
That's correct. I know it's been this hot at some points, but I really don't remember it here. But like asking Alexa, I don't want it to go off. Like, hey, what's the weather? And she's like, it's 109. And it's like, oh my God. And you go outside, and that's what's funny is we still do have like sometimes a small breeze, but it literally feels like you're standing in front of like the stove. Like you open the oven and you're baking some fucking cookies and you're like, oh yeah, that's not enjoyable. Like that doesn't help me at all, except for the fact that 5 seconds into stepping outside, I already started to sweat. And so you are kind of hitting some moisture on my skin, but like, no, it is fucking hot and it sucks. And I don't want to go outside.
yeah, I gotta pop the fucking oven on after the show. I'm not looking forward to that at all.
Yeah, it's tough.
Whatever. I go slave in the kitchen. But okay. So we have a new Netflix trailer. Day Shift. The new Jamie Foxx Netflix film, to be exact, where they're playing vampire hunters in LA. Him, Dave Franco, and Snoop Dogg, actually, which was very interesting. Have you seen the trailer or no?
I watched it without sound, which probably doesn't. I was at work yesterday sitting there and I didn't turn it on. I didn't turn the sound on, but
probably help. I could be wrong, but
yeah, I mean, yeah, it. I mean, I don't know what Jamie Foxx is doing, because that Project Power, first of all, great name.
I still haven't seen it.
Neither have I, and that's the thing. Great name. Trailer was fine. Word of mouth, not good. I'm not gonna press play on it. And so for him to go back to Netflix and what seems to do...
He has a contract, so he has no choice.
But it seems like they took the script for Bright 2 with Will Smith and then mixed it with Project Power, and we're just like, let's just get rid of both of them because we're not doing Bright 2 anymore. And he's killing vampires. It's like, what are you doing, man? Like,
hey, good vampire flick. You can't go wrong with that.
You can go wrong with it whenever the movie's shit. And it doesn't look too hot at the moment, but it's always one of those.
It looks fun.
That's the thing. Jamie Foxx is really good at being likable and being fun. But Netflix is kind of known for, we have a script. It needs about 4 more passes. But we're going to start shooting tomorrow. And it's like, what are you doing, man? Like, set yourself up for success. I mean, it's similar to what I'm going to say about Marvel later. It's like you don't need content before quality. Like just get you a fucking great script, and like I would love to know what Netflix, the people that run it, would feel like when they get a script and go, this is incredible. Like reading that script is incredible. Which like I heard, I want to say it just came out. It's an animated movie on Netflix called The Sea Beast.
Oh.
And but I just heard it's fantastic. And I'm like, that's a movie that has no choice but to take its time. I mean, it's animated. They recorded the voices a long time ago and did reshoots of voices throughout, I'm sure. And that movie came out great, just like the other one that was like Oscar nominated last year. So yeah, but as soon as you get Snoop Dogg in as a like relatively big role, I'm like, oh, so the script is shit and they're paying them a lot. It's like, because Snoop is not, it's fucking Snoop.
That's not true. Baby Boy was great.
What is that?
You ever seen Baby Boy?
Which one is that?
Get you all that, man. Tyrese, John Singleton.
Hold on. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
What? Sir.
From 2001?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Singleton joint, man.
Yeah, he's had a lot of joints since then, and they're not doing his brain too hot when it comes to acting.
He was great at that, though. Have you seen Bones?
No. What is that?
That was his horror movie that he did.
Oh God! In 2001, he hadn't done great since 2001.
Not bad.
That's funny.
Like, it wasn't a great movie, but it was like,
25% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Bad. Like, it's not bad. There's worse, but good effort, I guess.
That's funny, man.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you see when you see it? You think it'll be good? You think you'll watch it?
I'll watch it. I'm not expecting it to be great, but I expect it to be fun. Like, I just bullshit fun because you can tell that's all it really is. I'm like, all right, cool. Like, they literally show you every fucking thing in the trailer, it seems. Like, all the good money action shots. I'm like, okay, so this is just what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna expect to see good kills and good banter. That's it.
Right, I got you.
She did do a good. I was him for Halloween actually when I saw that movie. I was Jimmy Bones.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I was.
And how old were you?
Back when I had my long hair and everything, so I just straightened it and I had all the black and I was.
Hold on, you had long hair?
Yeah. I had a lot of hair.
Bet. I'm gonna need some pictures of this.
It was down to my ass, man. It was a lot.
No shit.
Yeah, I went through long hair, the afro haze, the fucking braids, everything, man.
Because I mean, when you got to high school, you were doing ROTC and you buzzed it, right?
Had to.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Had to buzz it, but I'd buzzed it before then anyway, so it was regardless. I tried to distinct of like, hey, let me try to grow it back. My shit could never grow back the same ever since I cut it. So I was like, well, bald forever. But yeah, when I was Jimmy Bones, I looked smooth as shit. I was like, hey, what's up? It was fucking great.
Oh shit, that's funny.
Right. And I was skinnier back then too, obviously a little bit. So I was like, yeah. No. All right, so okay. We have that. And then another, this is the story of Jimmy Bones. That's funny. The Woman King dropped. So the fucking
Kenya, we saw that tight ass fro on Twitter earlier.
That shit was literally tight.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure if the wind fucking blew it, it's not moving.
Right.
I'm pretty sure.
I could probably jump and just bounce, just doing.
Fucking just pop quarters on that shit. Bulletproof fro.
Yeah, for real.
It's fucking undercover brother over here.
With that leather jacket, man.
Facts. So yeah, the Woman King trailer dropped. The real life Dora Milaje. Starring Viola Davis, Lashana Lynch, John Boyega. That shit looks fucking badass. Like, I was hype watching the shit. And it's just beautiful seeing my black sisters just kicking on top of ass to the sound of Beyonce. They're just like, go ahead, whoop ass. It's directed by, I forget her name, but she did The Old Guard. And I think she's doing The Old Guard too.
Bythewood?
Yeah,
Something like that.
something like that.
Okay.
So I'm very excited for it. Looks like it's gonna be brutal. Looks like it's gonna be dope. Uh, so I have high promise for this. What did you think? Because you
Yeah, no,
just watched
I
it.
literally watched it before right before we started recording. I was gonna do a video on it, and I realized when you said it, like, oh, I completely forgot that came out. Because I remember, you know, probably a month ago, maybe a little bit more, they announced it kind of and like showed pictures, and I was like, oh shit, because I mean, first thing you see when it comes to this trailer, especially Viola been in the fucking gym.
Yes.
Which, how old is Viola Davis?
The 50s.
I mean, she's 56 years old. Why are we not putting her in the same world as like Tom Cruise? Because that woman looks fucking great. She's out there running, she's doing stunts, and she does not need to be doing that shit. She does not have to. She's got that career. She can go get Oscars. She can do fences. Then she can go do superheroes with Suicide Squad. And then she's like, yeah, let me go ahead and bust my fucking ass for months to go do something that means something. And I appreciate that, because this really reminds me of like The Northman. When I watched the trailer for The Northman, I was like, oh shit, this looks real to the world that it's in, the time period that it's in. It looks brutal. And yeah, I mean, it's the real life Dora Milaje. I mean, I 100%. So yeah, everything looks good. It was funny to see. I'd never seen the girl from Multiverse of Madness that was like Wong's like second in command type of thing, that almost seemed like they had like a love interest at one point, and then it was like, and then she died from the book. But she seems to be Viola's right hand woman in this. Lashana Lynch is in it.
She's in a lot of shit. She was in a movie with Halle Berry too. Bruised.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
A lot of shit.
But Lashana Lynch is in there, which I didn't expect, and she gets like fucking hype as shit.
Yeah,
she's got that thing in her, and she knocks it out, and she's like, "Oh, what's up, bitch?" Like,
that shit was great. That got me hyped.
I was like, "Oh fuck, all right." And then yeah, John Boyega. I'm really glad to see him doing something like this. It's almost one of those things where, because he's also another person that likes Daisy Ridley. You know, he did Star Wars, and wasn't getting a ton of calls, and so I could kind of see Viola being like, hey, no, let's give this, this guy's great. Let's give him a good role here, because I'm sure she's executive producing or whatever it may be in this.
Oh, yeah, you best believe, I'm sure.
But yeah, overall, it looks damn good. Cast is fantastic. We'll just see, I'm guessing it's R-rated. I mean, I'm going to guess they're
better be.
I'm guessing they're going to go all out. And if that's the case, fuck yeah.
That first shot alone, when she like fucking goes for that man's head, I want his shit to roll right.
Oh yeah, no, yeah.
All of that.
Yeah, how sharp is that blade? Because I mean, if she decapitates that guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beautiful. And it's just seeing all of them beautiful women just oiled the fuck up. So everything's just like, yeah, bitch.
I know, man. They're just shining. Yeah.
Listening. I was like, oh, give it to me now. Give it to me now. So we have that. And then one last little thing that was dropped out today. Mr. Gosling has spoke interest about playing the Rider, as in Ghost Rider, for the MCU. He's had talks.
Has he had talks?
He said he's talked to him, but it wasn't like, hey, we're in talks to play fucking Ghost Rider.
Okay.
He just expressed he wants to play Ghost Rider, but he has spoken to Marvel. I'm not 100% mad at it, but I'm not 100% for it. Yeah. I'm kind of in the gray area. No pun intended. Yeah, what do you think about this?
I'm gonna be honest. I fucking like it, man. Especially, and I guess actually let me preface it by saying, Ghost Rider in Marvel Comics is one of the most powerful beings, and really great. Obviously we've had a couple movies with Nick Cage. The first one is really a guilty pleasure of mine. I grew up on it. I thought it was hilarious. Have never saw the other one, but
it's a doozy.
Yeah, I figured
it's interesting. Yeah.
But I would be for if they cast Gosling. That tells me he is down for the pitch. It's good for a caliber actor like that, because he is somebody that could be going for Oscars, and that's why I'm like very intrigued by this Barbie movie because it looks fucking stupid. But why do I feel like it's going to be so awesome in some way?
I'm
Because
pretty
the
sure it's
cast,
Greta.
the cast is about that. So like, I'm about it just for the simple fact of like, I don't think he would say yes unless it was something awesome and something like meaningful. And so, you know, he's just had talks. He said, hey, I would do this. But I mean, now it's kind of a thing of, I don't know how Marvel doesn't go after him for something. So we'll see. But I don't know. It's an intriguing idea because we've all had ideas of people. Like, you know, you obviously look at somebody like Keanu, and I would hate it because I don't think Keanu's a great actor. But, you know, I mean, he looks the part and he can ride motorcycles for fucking days. And so it's like, I mean, hey, you know, and then everybody goes, oh, well, Norman Reedus, he rides motorcycles. It's like, hey, guess what? We can all learn how to ride a goddamn motorcycle, man. Like, let's get somebody that can act.
Right.
And, you know, so that's where I'm at. But we'll just have to see, man. I don't know. It's interesting to me that he said that.
It is.
Because I'm like, oh, shit. What's like, he knows about Ghost Rider like that? I'm like, all right. I like that he's interested. That is what gets me excited is a lead character that's like, yeah, no, I want that. It's like Blade and Mahershala. It's like,
that's true.
They weren't planning on Blade at all, but he comes in, they're like, fucking announce it. Like, get that shit out there.
You know what? The more we talk about it, the more and more I'm with it for him to play Johnny. Just off of Drive alone, I'm just like, I can see him as Johnny Blaze. Yeah, I could be for it.
it's an interesting one for sure.
It is,
but also it would be different, man. Like, yeah, that's what you're saying. Like, fucking go get it, Ryan. Like, do some crazy badass shit. I like it.
Go for it. That's 2 in the span of 2 weeks. Him and Taryn. Like, yeah, I would love to play such and such. Hey, Marvel, you hear me?
Yeah, go do it. Yeah.
So we'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if like the upcoming months or so, like, hey, or Comic-Con, like, hey, you guys want to know such and such and such or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's fucking gonna walk out with like Ghost Rider signs on the back and shit. So we'll see. Well, are they going to Comic-Con? They are, right?
Yeah. They're supposed to have something big too. I think they're announcing like the rest of a slate or something. So
that's right.
We'll see.
We shall see. And that's the 23rd of this month, right?
You see here, Marvel SDCC 2022. Yeah, that Saturday would be the 23rd. And that's usually when they do it, I think.
Yeah, I know Black Adam has been promoting it all over the place too.
Right.
So, okay. All right. Did you have anything else out there in the world, good sir?
No, I think I'm good.
Cool and gang. All right, so that's going to do it. If you guys felt like we have missed anything in particular or did not expand upon something enough, please let it be known in the live chat or in the comment section below if you're watching this on playback. We do appreciate it. And of course, like I said at the end of the show, we will be going back in, shooting the shit with you guys and seeing what we missed and all that good jazz. All right. So, on to the main topics of the evening. Let's see, which one do we want to do? Let's do this first because it's not as like, woo. So, we got some nominations that dropped. That of the Emmys, actually. And I have them pulled up here. So, it's a lot of, stuff that people figured would be on there. And a lot of snubs. that people would have thought would have been on there. Let's see. We're not gonna go through all of them because there's whole fucking
so many I
lot
haven't seen. Yeah.
of like nominations. We're just gonna go through the big ones and the ones that we care about, and that's really about it. But a lot of good shows I'm excited are on there. A lot of actors I'm excited are nominated too, which makes me happy. Shout out to fucking Zendaya again, who has broken records with her nomination, or made history with her nominations, I should say. And she better fucking win. But we shall see. So drama series, of course, we have Better Call Saul, Euphoria, better fucking win. But I honestly doubt it. Ozark, Severance, Squid Game, Stranger Things, Succession, Yellow Jacket. Oh, good thing for Stranger Things. Okay, I've only seen 2 of these.
Yeah.
And that's Euphoria and Stranger Things.
I've seen half of one of them.
What half did you? Oh,
Stranger Things.
Yeah. Better Call Saul, I've never watched, but obviously people are.
I mean, they say it's unbelievable.
Right. Same with Ozark. Haven't watched it, but people are like, oh my god. Severance is relatively new, but a lot of people have been.
I've heard incredible things about that. Yeah.
Squid Game, we already know. I did not watch that though. Succession continues to be a thing, and Yellow Jackets is a sleeper that people keep like raving about. But we'll see. Comedy, Abbott Elementary, which I still want to fucking start.
I've heard that's incredible. I mean, I really have heard it.
I expect them to like sweep. I'm not gonna lie. I expect them to sweep. I expect them to be the new Modern Family and just keep fucking sweeping shit.
Yeah.
Barry, which everyone's like, oh my god, touch
right
myself
here,
too. Curb Your Enthusiasm, Hacks, The Marvelous Miss Maisel, Only Murders in the Building, which I heard was pretty damn good. Your favorite, Ted Lasso, and What We Do in the Shadows, my favorite, which I love that it's nominated. Good for them. Obviously, you're going for Ted.
I mean, it's the only one I've watched. So, and yeah, I mean, it's incredible. So, it's kind of funny because it's smart for them to go for the comedy route because Ted Lasso could go either way, but it's obviously mostly comedy.
Right.
But I mean, yeah, I would expect Ted Lasso to win because of what happened last year, but also I don't know if they're like the Oscars and they're like, they got enough last year, move on,
right?
Kind of thing. I don't know.
I think it's going to go to Abbott. I think a lot of people want Ted to win, but I think it's going to be the quote-unquote upset, and Abbott will get it, I believe. Yeah. Limited series, I've seen none of these. Nope. Dope Sick, Dropout, Inventing Anna, Pam and Tommy, White Lotus. I've seen like 2 episodes of Pam and Tommy, and it was good what I saw, but I didn't finish it. Okay. Lead actor in the drama series. Now we're getting to like the goodies. We got Bateman for Ozark, Brian Cox for Succession. So a lot of the same ones repeating. Lee John G for Jay, Squid Game. Odin Kirk for Saul. Adam Scott, Severance. My shit just jumped. Okay, there we go. Jeremy Strong for Succession.
So two leads for Succession are nominated.
Right. I think that was the same shit that happened last year too, I think. Let's see. Actress, Jodie Comer, Killing Eve, Laura Linney, Ozark.
I mean, Zendaya has to win.
Yeah, she fucking had, like, she better win. Like, it's not even a, like, Melanie Linsky, Sandra Oh.
I heard Sandra Oh is good in Killing Eve. I did hear that.
Yeah.
But, like, Zendaya has to.
She has to oh my god, dude. And you haven't even watched it. Like, you haven't watched.
But I know she's acting her fucking ass off.
Oh my god. Episode 5 alone is like, that's how minute that episode dropped, I was like, she got it. That was it. Like, and that's what they'll play.
I remember
when
you
like
saying
Zendaya.
That.
Right. It's I'm telling you. I want to watch it just to like see. Told you. She'll be the youngest person to be nominated back to back. And for producing credit as well. which is
That's
really
dope.
great.
Yeah.
So I'm like, dude, Tom Holland is fucking the shit out of her tonight, right now. She's like, yes, baby, go ahead.
No, she's fucking the shit out of him.
Well,
Are you kidding me?
either way, I'd watch.
I don't
whichever
think
one it is.
think Tom fucks anybody. I think I think Zendaya bends him over and is like, bend that shit back and we'll figure it out.
Hey, that's fine. That's like I said, I'd watch either way. Whoever's getting fucked by who. Lead actor in comedy, Donald Glover, Atlanta, which I still have not watched, which is horrible, and
What
I
is
should be. Atlanta.
Yeah, me either.
Bill Hader, who will probably win. Nicholas Hoult, the great, Steve Martin, and Martin Short for Only Murders, and Jason's. Oh,
Yeah.
I think it would be between Jason and Bill, to be honest with you.
So, thinking about it more, Jason has had the I don't want to call it scandal, but he's going through that divorce, and
Wouldn't it be great if he won
served
and she
her?
serves her? Yeah.
Yeah, so like I could see the Emmys like, we'll obviously nominate him because he deserves it in the show and everything, but they might back off from putting him on stage in case she needs to sue him for something.
Right. Can you imagine? That'd be hilarious.
But when it comes down to it, honestly, Ted Lasso could never win another thing because it destroyed last year, and it deservedly. I mean, it was the only thing I watched, but I was like blown away by it. I mean, it's my favorite show on television. So, I mean, I would love for him to win, but I hear incredible things about, Barry, obviously Atlanta. So that's interesting.
Lead actress Rachel Brosnan, Miss Maisel. Quinta Brunson, which was the first African American woman to be nominated for writing, lead, and producing, I think. Which is great. So shout out to her. She came a long way from he got money. She came a long way from that shit. Kelly Cuoco, what the fuck? Flight attendant. Elle Fanning the Great, Issa Rae, Insecure, Jean Smart, Hacks. That can be anybody's business. It'll probably go to Jean Smart just because she's the oldest in this, so they'll probably be like, give it to her.
Yeah, I mean, I hate how as soon as we get past that, I'm like, I don't know any of the other ones.
Well, Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, did you watch the show?
First? I did not, but I wanted to.
I mean, I heard it's good, but like I haven't seen anything else.
Well, we did see What If, in which Chadwick Boseman is nominated.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I like that.
Which makes me incredibly happy. So obviously, automatically, I want him to win. I don't know who he's going against. And of course, competition program. I'm excited for Drag Race. I want him to win. I'm trying to find where Chadwick's is so I can see who else they're going with. Cause I know Loki and I know Moon Knight and all of them are nominated for quite a few as well. And What If? WandaVision still has the most.
So Chadwick is outstanding character voiceover performance.
Okay. Who's he going against?
Oh, interesting. Khonshu from Moon Knight.
Okay.
You
won't get that.
Got somebody from Bridgerton. Big Mouth I've heard about, but I don't know anything about. Archer. Also Jeffrey Wright as the Watcher in What If.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting. But I don't see why they wouldn't give it to Chadwick because he literally made that series.
He did.
Unbelievable. I still that episode where he's Star-Lord, that first one, is so unbelievably good. I mean, the hope and happiness that he brings to my heart just through his voice. It's an unbelievable, performance. It really is.
It is. Okay, moving on from that. So yeah, everything else is, like I said, a whole bunch of willy-nilly same shit.
Yeah.
But a lot of people were mad, like, "Oh, This Is Us got robbed," and the actors from Stranger Things, and so a lot of people are throwing out there the snubs, the boys, but they said, "Hey, we missed the cut, but we're eligible for season 4, so get ready, bitch." Which I'm excited for.
Yeah.
So we'll see, because that's also the next show that Logan is starting. Okay, after Stranger Things.
Possibly.
No, I will fly to Texas and stab you. You need to fucking watch The Boys, okay? So yeah, so we'll see. When does it air? Let's see. Oh, they have it at the top of the fucking thing. Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, yeah, I don't have it.
Okay, this is stupid. Really, bitch?
Like, why can I not find it? Here we go.
That should be
September
at
12th.
the top of the fucking thing. Okay. Yeah, it's at the very fucking bottom.
I had to Google that shit. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of the article. That's tough. Who's our host? Well, whatever. Oh, our host has not yet been named. Okay. So we'll see.
Oh, wait.
All right. Wait.
Oh, no, that's not. Okay, never mind. Yeah, you're right. It was the people that presented the nominations today that I was looking at.
Yeah, no. Okay. So, well, stay tuned September 12th to see what happens. Let's go for everybody I want to win. Woo, woo, woo. Okay. So, before we move on, if you made it this far and you're new, please hit that subscribe button right there at the bottom. Click, boom. Make love to it. Make it your own. We don't care as long as you do it. All right. So let's jump into this and then end the show with a happier note. There was a movie that came out this past weekend. I don't know if you guys heard of it or not. You might have. It's causing quite the stir on the interwebs. And that is Thor, Love and Thunder. Now, well, sum it up. We see Thor on the latest adventure of literally him discovering himself, and we get introduced to the mighty Thor, while the world is being faced with a new threat in Gore. Sir, I'm gonna let you take it away first. What did you think?
I want you to take it away first.
Yeah.
Because
we both can't want to take it away first. I always take it away first.
So just general thoughts.
How would you want to go about it?
I mean, yeah, because I don't want to go in on all my negatives before I know how you feel about it. But no, I mean, I can give my general thoughts for sure. Marvel is still massively struggling.
Do you just want me to go first?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
Marvel's still massively struggling. Every performance in this is okay. That's about it. I'm really disappointed in just about every facet. And I'm nervous for the rest of Marvel movies from now on. Like, my excitement for Marvel movies, I'm nervous, especially for Black Panther, the one that literally should not be great. All these other movies have come out, they should be great, and they're not. And I'm worried about it. I'm worried for everything. But it happened. I literally got my expectations right to where it was not as bad as I expected it. Like, the movie ended and I was like, that was dog shit. But I literally thought I was going to like be furious. And I just was like, okay, I never have to watch it again and I'm good. Now whatever comes off of this, I can, watch what's next and not miss out. And that was about it. But that's my general thoughts.
My general thoughts on the film. For me, the film was all right. It was okay. I'm not saying it's not my favorite of the year. It's not my favorite Marvel film. It was all right. I was entertained. Had some funny stuff. For me, what happens with me is I like the moments when it's quiet with the characters, the rare moment we get, the
Yeah,
quiet
sure.
moments with Thor and Jane and
Yeah.
Gore, stuff like that. I'm like, okay, I really dig this. The moments that it did slow down to develop whatever they wanted to do. So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm really digging this. But then most majority when it's just fun jokes, action, yada yada yada. I'm like, okay, it was fine. Uh, so yeah, so general overall it was all right. I liked it, but it's funny because over this weekend I was like, let me go set this up to see, go see Thor again. I was sitting on my couch. I was like, okay, it starts at 11. It was later. I was just like, I'm good. like I don't.
See, okay,
I'm okay.
That's why I wanted to hear what you had to say, because like I think some people in the chat expect us to go like barking at each other like on this episode. But at the end of the day, like I do think you and I see eye to eye on a lot of the things in this. Like you're just like, it's passes for me more, and I understand that. Whereas I'm like, no, I fucking like despise it. But at the end of the day, we're both negative about it, so there's no reason for us to be like screaming back and forth.
Right.
And so,
and it's just like that's what I was laughing at. People on Twitter I was getting with was like, people, just because I'm pointing things out about a certain situation does not mean this is my favorite fucking movie on earth. Like, no, just certain situation. I'm like, okay, I see why they did this. I see why they did that. Yada, 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 yada. But I'm not like, hey, greatest fucking choice ever. It's like, no, the movie's all right. I still prefer Ragnarok. It's not like I released my Marvel tier list or whatever. It's kind of just down there. So I'm just like, it's all right. Only reason I'd watch it again is for Christian Bale. The best part of it, they didn't have a lot of. And
yeah, that's
but
true.
the times we got from him, I was like, I fucking love what he's on screen. It looks great. He acts great. I love it. Yeah. And then I guess now we could just open it up to, like I said, the negatives that you have.
Yeah, for sure.
One of my things is, and I was like, damn, really? Okay. Was the story of Jane. So with me, when she finally became Thor, they tried to take moments to make you feel like, hey, this is what she's going through, this cancerous OD. And for the most part, it's like, okay, I get it. I would have liked more of the setup before she got that shit. Because she's kind of like, hey, you have cancer. Fuck, what can I do? Space magic. Let me go get this shit. And then boom, here we are. Yeah. Right. I'm like, fuck, I really want to see her struggle more. I want to see the impact. I wanted to feel like she's, I'm gonna say earned it, but earned it.
No, I mean,
kind of
so
like
one of my main problems with it is the fact that she's not worthy of the hammer. If we had seen her, whether it's her doing incredible things prior to being diagnosed or getting diagnosed and then doing incredible, basically becoming worthy, if we got to see her becoming worthy or being worthy and then getting that reward, it sells that so much better. Whereas she's just like, oh, I need magic. Like there's one thing of magic somewhere. Let me go. That has to give me something. Right. And it's like, I mean, at the end of the day, like, no, like you have you're talking to Selvig. He's got connections to Stark Industries. He's got connections here, there. I mean, Bruce Banner probably can get rid of some cancer pretty quick. Like, if you wanted to use your shit, like your connections, don't go to the shrapnel of a hammer that you have no reason to believe would give you anything. That's why, like, I think it would have been better if she'd become worthy and it had just come together and surprised her somewhere on Earth. Yeah. And, instead of her just being like, oh yeah, Mjolnir's got me. It's like, what? Like, because in a weird way that, I'm simplifying it, but that's kind of what she does. And that sets off the whole thing to where I'm like, Thor gave you that and he's upset about it. And I'm like, I don't understand that at all. But yeah, you're right, because her storyline was a big disappointment for me because they just massively simplified it, even more than they needed to.
They literally just jumped right into it. So I was just like, oh shit. Oh, okay, I heard it. And like we didn't get to see like, hey, there's a moment of like, I don't know, struggle or her turning, whatever. It was just like, look at it, it shakes, boom, next scene she's Thor. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
cool.
That would have been an awesome, suit up scene.
And which they did, because you see they released a video on Twitter of her like fucking. Yeah. I was like, I would have liked to seen that. But yeah, that was my biggest thing. I'm like, jokes is full of it. Some land, some don't. Yada yada. That's just naturally expected. But that was like my main gripe, and just not enough gore. Was just like, fuck. Yeah. Like I wanted to see her develop that more. But when she was in it, and you see the toll it takes on her as she uses it, and her story between her and Thor, I was like, okay, I like this for the moments that we actually stop.
I mean, so what I'll say is the first time, which I think it's on the boat when they're, bifrosting out, and they have their first conversation where I'm like, oh, they're trying to do a love story with them. Like they're trying to keep doing that. And the first scene that they're doing it with, I was like, the chemistry's gone. I was like, this is terrible. But later on, it does hit. Like when the last time they talk. Yeah. Like by that time, I'm like, okay, it sells me better. But like at the end of the day, it was forced back in of like, oh yeah, no, they haven't talked in years. And like, we're supposed to just jump right back in for no reason. And so the first scene, I was like, good God, this is rough. But it ended up working for me a little bit more. Yeah. In terms of what you were just saying, I will be honest and say, like, I think I like laughed a little bit once or twice. Like that was something that was frustrating because like Ragnarok, I'm not the biggest fan of Ragnarok, but I had multiple times that I remember laughing. And in this one, there's just gag after gag after gag that do not land at all for me. And it does not, like, I'm more disappointed because I'm watching a $200 million Marvel film. But like, if I was sitting on my couch watching a comedy and that happened enough, I would have turned it off. Like, that's just the way it is. If you're making a comedy and the jokes don't land, I'm out. I mean, that's how comedies work. And it was funny because, so like my boss went with us, and he is like known for like, he's like, I love everything. He's like, does it have sci-fi? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, automatic B+. And I'm like, okay, I see. Like, and like his grading is just off. And like, I mean, he's a 50-year-old man that just, he loves goofy shit. Like, I'm trying to remember the fucking one, the John Travolta movie that was like absolutely horrible, but the big sci-fi thing that he
did. Fuck.
You know what I'm talking about?
Battlefield Earth.
Yes. So that is his example. He's like, oh yeah, I watched this movie, and my coworker would be like, oh yeah, I didn't like that. And he's like, okay, I still watch, what is it again?
Battlefield Earth.
He's like, I watch Battlefield Earth once a year. He's like, I love it.
Horrible.
And I'm like, okay. So like, whatever you say, I'm like, I don't care about anything you say. Like, I'm immediately like, I get it. You understand that you have bad taste and you can enjoy bad things. Great. Go for it. And it was funny because, so Kenya sat in between him and I could hear my boss laughing throughout the movie. And then afterwards, Kenya was like, yeah, no, because Kenya had told him, or he had asked Kenya like, hey, are you excited for this movie before it started? And Kenya was like, no, not really. He's like, I'm just here to see, what it's about. And Kenya was like, yeah, man, he kept looking over at me while he was laughing throughout the movie to see if it was making me laugh. And he's like, I felt so bad because it wasn't at all. And he's like, I didn't want to like ruin his experience, but like Kenya was like, I really didn't like that movie. And I feel bad sitting next to a guy that cares about what I think about it, and he's liking it. And I was like, it's just a part of it. So like my boss like hasn't talked about it at work. And it was funny because My other coworker, who is a fucking problem, by the way, I could have a whole show about how fucking crazy that guy is. And he's known for like always, whatever I say, he's the opposite because he like wants to start a fight. And he came in, he was the one that he thinks Venom 1 is a 10 out of 10. Like he thinks it's a legitimate 10 out of 10. And he tried to physically fight me because we started arguing about, I was like, the fact that you think that's a 10 out of 10, like I already don't have anything to say to you. And he's like, yeah, but like this is great. And like he just kept going and eventually like tried to fight me. And it was funny. But anyway, on Monday, yesterday, he comes in, sits down, and my boss and I are both working at our desk, and his desk is in the back, but he's like facing us. And I was like nervous for it, but finally he was like, so I saw Thor over the weekend. And I was like, yeah, like, oh God, here we go. Cause I'm expecting him to say 10 out of 10. He goes, and JK turns around, my boss turns around cause he liked it. And he's like, oh, he's going to be on my side. Cause Greg always is against me. And he goes, that was fucking terrible. And I was like, what? And he goes, my daughter hated it. And I was like, you're kidding me. And that was the thing. He has a 12-year-old daughter, and we took Walker's 12-year-old brother, my little cousin. That movie went to black, and his brother looked at him and said, that was goofy. And it's like, that was aimed straight for them. Like, Thor makes 30 12-year-olds into Thor in that movie. It is aimed towards them, and even some of them aren't liking it. And I'm like, that's a problem. Like, that's a very interesting problem to have, because I don't know who's loving this movie. Like, I don't. It obviously made good money, but I'm guessing it's going to be a pretty big drop-off this week because people like you. I mean, you were the target audience. Somebody that loves Ragnarok coming in. Here's a sequel from the same guy, and he said, "Oh no, I'm good." That means something. I mean, you're not the only one. I had tickets for Saturday too. I saw it Thursday. I had tickets for Saturday. I immediately refunded them. I mean,
yeah, I was like, I still may eventually, but I'm not in a rush. Like, I'm like, I have nothing to do today. Let me go do this. I might, but the urge wasn't there. Like I said, it would just be for Christian Bale and the Mighty Thor when she's whooping ass and shit. I'm like, oh, this is great. Yeah, like I said, the rest of the supporting cast, Chris is always good no matter what film he's in. He does him. Valkyrie, she was fine. I like the God scene just for like Where's Waldo moments. Like, oh, there's that. Oh, there's that. There's Boss. There's that. It was really cool when I saw Boss. I was like, oh shit. Boss is the Black Panther god.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. And fucking Zach Galifianakis,
who's stuck
nowhere.
By the way, they're all stuck there.
You said they're all stuck there?
Yeah.
I mean,
Zeus not letting them leave.
Oh yeah.
So Black Panther's god is stuck. That's nice.
Yeah, Zach Galifianakis too. I'm like, where the fuck did he come from? But yeah, it was
so. I mean, I literally have a list of things that I could target specifically, but I just have like one general thing that I really and truly like it. This movie frustrated me beyond belief, and it was really funny because the coworker that I'm talking about is the one, like I had said this, I think, to Kenya, to Walker a little bit like about this, but whenever my coworker said this, it really resonated with me that somebody that's not knowledgeable and not diehard fans, like they'll go see every movie and they'll enjoy them, but they don't know all this shit. They're not us, obviously. But he basically brought this up, and he was like, is this supposed to be a parody of the Marvel universe as a whole? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, I feel like it purposefully breaks every good thing about it, and they flip it on its head. And I was like, well, what's an example? And he gave an example that I hadn't really thought of. And he goes, the Celestials on Zeus's planet. And I was like, yeah. And he goes, there's just two random Celestials hanging out on this planet watching the ship go by doing nothing when just months ago we learned that Celestials are the most terrifying, powerful things Marvel has, and they're just going to throw 2 random ones for looks. And I was like, I mean, I didn't even think about that like that. And he's like, I was watching them create galaxies, and now they're just hanging out. And he was like, that really, he's like, I was off for the rest of the movie because I realized all this. And I had kind of brought that up to where it really, I felt like Taika was making fun of me throughout this movie. Like, I could see 5 years from now, if he doesn't do another one, them asking about it, and he's like, oh no, yeah, like, I fucking hated the Marvel movies, and they asked me to come do it, and I decided, yeah, I'll take a big paycheck just to fucking ruin as much as I could for the fun of it, and just make movies that I wanted to make, because like Stormbreaker's a bitch somehow, and all these things are just broken, and it's like making fun of me to where like just even making fun of his own movie where like they have this running gag where it's like, oh yeah, if you're not in battle, you don't go to Valhalla. And it's like, okay, so Odin didn't make it to Valhalla. I'm like, where the fuck is he? Is he in hell? You put Odin in hell. Because his son made him homeless on Earth and he died. And because of that, he didn't make it to Valhalla. I'm like, that's a joke, man. Like, and obviously, you talked about Zeus on Twitter and like you were more okay with it, but like, it's just the point of like, oh no, I called Russell Crowe and said, hey, do you want to play a very stupid character for no reason but to make people upset? And he's like, hell yeah, that sounds so much fun. And I bet it was fun. Like, just to be goofy as shit, but also be supposed to be the most powerful god there is. And like, yeah, I'd take that all day. Especially as a massively overweight former Oscar winner. I'm gonna fucking do that all day, man. That sounds great to me. But that's the thing, like, when did those weapons become sentient? Like, it's very true. Like, because that was like one thing that got me was, I was like, okay, Taika, I get it. You destroyed Mjolnir because you were like, your character doesn't need a weapon. Great. The next movie, other directors said, hey, he needs a weapon. And so now you're like, hey, guess what? His big bad god weapon, it's a bitch. And he's all jealous. And it's like, I fucking get it, Taika. Like, I get it. Like, you don't give a fuck about any of this. But like, please leave. Because you're ruining, like, I do not care about Thor anymore. Period. I do not care about him whatsoever unless they announce somebody brand new and they say this will not be a comedy. And then I'll care about Chris Hemsworth's Thor. But as of right now, I do not care about him whatsoever because Hemsworth is on board for all this. He loves this because he doesn't give a fuck either. He gets to make it in his hometown. He gets to go home, sleep next to his fine-ass wife with his kids in the other room every night. He gets to do, everything is made towards him while he's making millions, and he gets to fucking ruin it all. Great. Good for you, man. Like, I don't know, man. It is a crazy, crazy movie. Like, I have a list of things. Like, I know at least these two guys are wanting me to bring some up, but I'm like, I just don't know if it's worth it to go full in like that.
I don't see why not. It's like, and now that his daughter is officially in the MCU now too, which is cool. Didn't know that.
And that's what I mean is like his daughter and his son are in it just because why not? I run this shit.
Right.
They got paid for this. And they get to say forever that they were in a Thor movie even though they don't need to be. Like,
he had one fight. What? Gore had 3 fights, sir. Where'd you get one fight from?
I'm trying to see here.
Yeah, and it's I will shamelessly say, even though sometimes I feel like I shouldn't, but I did just for the sheer amount of how ridiculous it was. I laughed at the goats every time. I did.
No, man, I didn't.
And it's
wish.
just because some was generally funny, but others it was just like so ridiculous. I'm like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Like, what the fuck?
We gonna talk about this right here.
Do we have to?
I mean,
that was
like,
rough.
Like, and that's the thing is, not only is that CG rough and it looks bad, but like the fact that Taika's like, oh, you killed Heimdall? Okay, I'll just make another one.
I did think about that. I was like, when did he have a kid?
Right. I mean, it came out of nowhere. Like Heimdall had one job and he was off running around not with anyone for all of your previous movie. And now you're going to tell me that he's got a 9-year-old or whatever? Like, it's like, where did this come from? But so much of the movie is that, like, even just to the point of all of Korg's people are males. And they're all males. Great. Why in Ragnarok did he bring his mom up? You're breaking your own fucking movie. Like, you are making Ragnarok worse. I mean,
it's actually funny. I forgot about the mom thing.
And that's the thing is, I know if I asked Taika, he'd go, oh, well, his mom identifies as a woman. And it's like, okay, cool. That solves your problem because you suck at writing. Like, you just don't give a fuck. Congrats. Like, you got around that. But at the end of the day, what really, first of all, it was funny whenever somebody called out it's the scene after Jane breaks the sink and she meets Valkyrie in the doorway and they talk for a little bit. You good? Yeah. And then Jane's like, you ready? Or like, you packed up? And there's a literal directing choice straight out of the scary movies where she's like, you packed up? And she's like, yeah, zink, and brings out like one big pole. And then jump cut to sink 2 little knives. And then jump cut to boom. And she goes, a hand grenade? And she goes, it's actually a Bluetooth speaker. And starts playing fucking whatever it was, Missy Elliott or something. And I'm like, he's making a parody movie. Like, he actually is. He's taking direction. Because even, I can't remember what the movie was that Greg was talking about, but there's another movie came out years ago about gods fighting. And he was talking about the henchmen on Zeus's planet that have gold blood spraying everywhere. And he's like, that's ripped out of a movie from like a decade ago that was known for being absolutely horrible because it was all gods fighting and they had gold blood that everything was in slow-mo and it was slinging around everywhere.
Oh, and Immortals?
That's exactly what he said. Yeah. And I was like, I'd never heard of this. And
their blood was gold? I don't remember that at all.
And I don't know, I haven't seen it, but he must like that movie. And he's like, that movie's bad. And he just did it on purpose. He's like, oh, this is a funny Easter egg.
It's bad. That's Henry Cavill's breakout.
And, oh, is it really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very interested to see where they go for this because I mean, I really do have, if Mjolnir can reforge itself, why didn't it just do that when Hela smashed it?
No one was worthy yet.
Thor's worthy, walking around worthy. I mean, the fucking Jane thing is actually in the movie.
Yeah.
That, that horrible CG. I don't know why he put the helmet on, but he put the helmet on.
The mask was horrible, but yeah.
Oh God, I'm just trying to. Thor literally got poked by that sword one time and was never in danger again. Like, he had no danger whatsoever to his character the whole rest of the movie. It's just, he's just saving, just saving those kids.
Whooping ass, taking names.
And then, yeah, I mean, the only other thing is, like, Gore would have been phenomenal if he wasn't in a comedy. Like, making a comedy with that character, it completely, you're just going flip flop to like the worst to the happiest.
I will agree with that. Because to me, like I said, he was him and Jane or whatever, but mostly him kind of was some of the standouts for me. If this was a more serious noted film and he was in it more,
yeah,
he would have been fucking phenomenal. Like, would have been like, oh my god.
If it was Thor: The Dark World with Christian Bale, Gore as the villain instead of the god awful whatever the Malekith, that movie's great. If you just swapped them out, you know, if you actually got a guy that wanted to be there and was a great actor that was fucking killing it with a good character. But because Gore is way simplified too, and then you put him in a comedy, it's like he doesn't even get to fucking butcher anybody. Butchers everybody off screen. He
doesn't get to butcher anybody. That's true. I thought he was gonna show up at that fucking God scene
and kill Zeus and everybody.
People up.
Yeah, no. Would have been great.
No, we just got some Thor cheeks, which wasn't mad at, and then they fucking killed him.
And all those scared gods. And then and he doesn't die. That's one thing too. Korg gets killed, and I was like, so he stabs him and he starts to crumble. I leaned forward and verbally said, "Watch his face," because I was like, I want to watch his face crumble, because immediately I was like, they're gonna carry around his fucking head like a talking head. And I watched his face and I said, oh, thank God he crumbled. And then, no, and I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, I couldn't believe they did that. Like,
that's surprising. I thought they was gonna kill him off too. I was like, oh shit,
I literally was like, oh good, they added stakes. I'm like, good for them. Nope. And then, oh, that pissed Thor off. Let me catch Zeus's thunderbolt and throw it back, which you should be able to do, by the way. That you shouldn't have that ability, but you did it.
He's a badass.
That motherfucker don't even die. He's not a badass. Zeus is fine.
No, I'm talking about Thor, not Zeus. Yeah, Zeus is fine.
But that's what I'm saying. Thor's not a badass. He couldn't even kill him.
But we got your boy. That's Hercules, though.
Yeah. I don't know about all that, man.
I was like, whoa. I was like,
it's real quick because it does not look good to me, man. It was CG pecs.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that motherfucker's not big. He is not a big
That's
guy.
why I was like, he does not look like that.
No.
Unless he just pulled like a camel out of some fucking, just was secret. Cause I was like, when was he this huge?
I mean, literally, you haven't watched Ted Lasso yet, but the whole point in the first season is he's the old guy that's still on the team that used to be great. In the second season, he's a fucking sportscaster.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, unless he got jacked up for this because he's about to enter the MCU, because I haven't seen him now, like present day. So I'm like, I don't know. But even if so, it did look a little off. I'm like, okay, fine. We got Idris back for 2 seconds for a good little scene, which that surprised me. I'm like, oh, shit. Okay, hey.
That cost him $1 million.
Your son's down here, right? We got 2 people to come back who notoriously fucking hated working with Marvel. You got them come back. And that's why, and this, it didn't suck, but I understand why. I understand completely why they did it. There's obviously some spoilers again, but we lost Mighty Thor. She dies.
Yeah, correct.
I was like, whoa, did not expect that. But then I remembered, oh, it's Natalie Portman. She fucking hated these fuckers, and she was like, I'll come back.
That's why Gore died too. I mean, they're not going to bring Christian Bale back.
Yeah, she was like, this is why. You'll bring me back. I'll be Thor and a badass, but you have to kill me. Because you know I don't like you motherfuckers. I'm not going to come back. Do my story. Let's go. So I was like, okay, I get it. So I'm not mad at it, but I see it was a nice little send-off. It was cute. She had a heroic moment. Got you. So now he gets to be a badass with his daughter for another movie if they do it or whatever.
Well, happens. That was one thing that was interesting too, is learning after I see the movie that Taika meant for this to be the end of Thor.
They were both surprised.
So that's pretty funny. I kind of wish it was. Like, I really do. Like, at the end of the day, Chris Hemsworth, I never want anybody else to play Thor. He is Thor. He just also ruined Thor. And I'm done with him. Like, retire the role. I mean, it's literally that thing of, as soon as LeBron can't play basketball anymore, fucking retire. Don't look like an idiot. Because that's what is happening right now. Chris Hemsworth got He looks fucking unbelievable in this movie. Like,
Yeah, he does.
I've never seen somebody get that fucking jacked. His arms are unbelievable. It looks incredible. And he's the weakest he's ever been as a character. The strength of his character, even. And it's just like, it's so weird that he's for this. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get it. And I really wish that they would just retire the character. I mean, and maybe they will if this movie doesn't make the money that it should. But I don't know, man. It's interesting for sure, to say the least.
We shall see. We shall see. All right. So, you don't want his daughter to take over, can you?
It's not his daughter.
Oh, yeah, well, his
What?
niece,
That's the thing too. Is like,
adopted niece.
My daughter wants to be in the movie. Let's make her the most powerful being that's not out of the comics that we can create. It's like, oh, she's eternity. That's nice. Let's just go ahead and make her the god of gods. That'll work. Yeah, why not? And she's
Basically, no, I didn't read. Is that somebody from the comics? Or
I don't
no?
think so.
Okay.
I don't think so at all.
I forgot to even look all that up. I was just like, okay, well, she's
I
this
mean,
little
shit,
badass now. Got it.
I don't care, because I mean, I literally, what I immediately said, I said, oh, so Disney just can't stop doing Mandalorian. Like, every big bad character has to have a little person that's got to take care of
Gotcha.
and babysit. It's like, I'm fucking tired of it, man. Like, it's all about who's the little cute thing in the movies. Fucking Bao, God. It's just horrible CG little dumpling. It's like,
That's right.
fuck me, man.
He was supposed to look animated. I don't blame him on that. But that Bao thing, is that from the short film, right? Or some shit?
I think that's
Is this the short film?
I think that's what they're called. Like, I think dumplings are called Bao.
Oh
or
no,
something.
yeah, but I'm talking about, is it because of the award-winning like short
I
film
don't
Bao
think
that
so.
they did, or
I think it was just for fun. It wasn't the same animation.
yeah, no.
Like, it didn't look the same, but I mean, it could be a nod. But because like Walker was telling me that that Korg's god is sitting on Game of Thrones iron throne made out of scissors,
Oh yeah,
and that's his throne.
and
And
that's funny. Good callback. I didn't even.
yeah, and I'm like, why are you wasting your time on something like that? It's stupid. Because at the end of the day, I'm looking at that god going, he's a bitch. He's just hanging out here. He's scared of gore. Everybody there's scared of gore. And doesn't
Fucking
care
shit
about
up.
anybody else. Like, no, he's not fucking shit up. We don't get to see it.
Well, yeah, fucking shit up off screen.
Yeah, great. That's always a good thing.
Right. But all right. So let us know what you thought about Thor in the comment sections below. Did you love it? Did you hate it? Are you mid? How do you feel? Let us know in the comment section below. Okay. Like shit, I don't even feel like cooking after this dude. I just have like no
I hear you.
ambition because of whatever the fuck is kicking my ass right now. All right. So lastly, on a much higher note, we have the penultimate episode of Miss Marvel. Episode 5 dropped. Well, it's 5, right? I'm not tripping.
Yes,
Yeah, that's right.
yes.
Okay.
Finale tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. So for this, we get a whole backstory on Kamala's great-grandparents and the petition. And what happened? Who was the light that she saw? How did she get back to her parents, her grandmother? We dove headfirst into all of it. Mom found out that she is Stargirl, quote unquote. And Red Dagger's like, yo, thanks. Peace out. Fucking in the middle of that, a whole gate opens up to, was it their homeworld again? Nor, or that's the power, right?
Yeah, fuck. What did they call that?
I forgot. their world opened up to try to get home and got fucked up. But the bad woman, I forget her name, closed it, and
Gave
for
her
whatever
power to her
reason,
son.
right, gave her power to her son by saying his name. So I don't know how she closed it by doing that. I guess we'll find out. So what's gonna happen now? Is he gonna be a fucking bad guy? I don't know what's gonna happen, or he's just another person with powers. I don't know. He goes to enlist in the help of Bruno, and then gets attacked by sentry bots, and the show abruptly ends. Which that pissed me. I was like, you were going so. What was that ending? So this episode, I absolutely loved this episode, especially the flashback, like the explanation to everything.
Yeah,
I loved all of that. First of all, I don't know who the fuck that woman is, but she has
Aisha
no goddamn
woman?
right being not fucking fine.
Yeah.
I'm like, you look like someone just like put you together. It was like here. I'm like, what? And her fucking grandpappy wasn't bad either. I'm like, he's handsome as fuck. What the fuck is happening?
He walked with a dip.
Yes. Probably a heavy ass dick running around. I was like, yeah, lady, what's up? I'm like, fuck. It was like, god damn.
Oh man, yeah, that's the pant leg. He puts it down.
Absolutely, that's the third leg he was talking about. She was like, this one don't work, but this one. So I was like, fuck. So yeah, and just finding out that it was Kamala was one who helped get
fucking incredible.
Oh my god! She's
when I pieced it together, like we're in this flashback, and I was like, oh my god! I'm like, we're doing a lot of flashback, but it's all good. I'm liking it, and then they go to partition, they go to the trains, and I was like, it's fucking Kamala. I was like, Kamala's the light. I was like, that's incredible.
Yeah.
And I will admit, the way she's like, she makes the platforms and then they break. I wish they hadn't done that. I wish she would have just made some lights, because she would have been like, I see him, and made the lights herself. But instead, she's like, here, jump on this. And the little girl, that adorable girl that plays her grandmother.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that girl's so cute. Does this little jump and is walking, and then it breaks apart. And I was like, she should have just made that to make it just a beautiful scene. But I was like tearing up almost. It was so absolutely incredible when she's sitting there holding her, and like she's holding her grandmother and like taking care of her and all this. And I was like, this is absolutely beautiful. And brings the picture back. All that I was
that too. Like the ending plus all, I was just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was so fucking good.
Yeah.
It's
like Abby, Abu. I was like, oh.
Yeah, and that was the thing, is I will admit this episode's great. Sorry to cut you off, but
no,
this episode's great. But I will say, I can't remember the bad woman's name, but her and her people's demise of just like, I mean, you watch that lady turn into a skeleton, and she's like, I can do it. And she's like, no, you can't. Like, can you please not leave your son alone? And she's like, oh, that's a good point. I'll just give him some power. It's like, wait, you have power to give? Like, okay, and I'm glad you do that. And so basically, I was just going to say, like, they had Kamala's story with her family locked down, tight script, everything's great. And they were like, okay, for the finale, we have to fight the Department of Damage Control's drones. So, like, we got to get rid of all these for this finale. And you could really tell, like, all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, because apparently Hassan, the son, is from the comics, and he does have power in the comics. So people were wondering if or how he's going to... Kamran, sorry. Kamran. People were like, is he going to get the bracelet thing at one point, and it's going to unlock him, or what? Because apparently he's had some powers in the comics before.
Shit, he didn't need to be unlocked. He fucking shot that shit.
Well, that's what made the mom gave her powers up, and now he is the same thing as she unlocked it for him somehow. But
that's why I'm hoping he's not the bad guy.
No, I don't think so. I think it's gonna be. I think Bruno's gonna make Kamala her badass suit, and they're gonna run around and shoot sentries out of the.
That's what I was wondering. I was like, where did she get the suit from? Like, how did she get the suit?
Yeah, she's gonna wear her little red bandana thing.
Yeah, that he gave her. Yep.
And then Bruno's suit, I'm guessing, which she might not even get the suit until the last scene of the show. You know, I don't know. Maybe she doesn't even get to have it.
No, she gets a cut. Remember in the trailer, there's like action shots with her on it.
Oh, for real?
So,
okay,
yeah.
cool.
So she definitely gets it. You know, I loved it. I see what you mean on the close up, because I felt like when it ended, I was like, wait, it's fucking over already. Like, I felt like it was short. Like, it just flew by. But I can see why they did what they did with the bad woman or whatever. Because, like, okay, it's to show her cause, like how loyal she is to her. Like, she fucks over her own son, she doesn't care, but still leaving him something behind or whatever. Because I like that moment. I was like, listen, you fucked up Aisha's chance to be with her family. Like, don't do that shit to your son, yada yada yada. So I liked that,
right?
But I can agree that it was also like, okay, boom, get us out the way. Here we
go. I mean, it's like literally like, oh, she can close it. What'd she do different than the other lady?
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, it was just,
that's why I was like, huh?
We got to get rid of these, you know. And there's other ones. Her and the first lady were the only two that went into it. So there's other clandestines or whatever they're called. But like, I think they're just going to. They were like, we got to wrap this shit up. You know, just get rid of her. He has powers now, and now we're good on the finale. But
that's probably true. And it was like, damn, what was I gonna say? I completely forgot.
Sorry.
Fine. No, it's fine. Damn, it'll come back to me at some point.
Does Carol Danvers show up, or
I think
the
so.
other lady? What's her name from WandaVision?
Oh, Monica.
Yeah,
I think so. I would hope so.
One of them, at least.
Well, I don't know. I don't know why they would.
Right.
Unless they feel the cosmic energy. I was like, oh shit, what's happening?
That's why I could see possibly Monica because of Department of Damage Control. Like maybe she's in on that, or
I doubt it.
She's done research. Well, no, because who was she working for in WandaVision?
Sword.
Yeah, so like maybe Sword is watching Department of Damage Control, and they're like, and she's like, hey, who is this girl?
Do you think she's still in Sword?
I don't see why she wouldn't at least have her, you know.
Well, I guess that's true. They weren't exactly like a bad.
Yeah. It
was just a fucker running it.
Correct. You know, or at least just intel wise of like, I could see her somehow finding out about this girl and trying to go see what she's about. But it'll literally be like after credit scene or final scene of the show type of thing.
Yeah, she's not joining the fight type shit. Like, let's go. Yeah, no. I think it's something like that. Either like you said, we got this energy surge in fucking New Jersey. What's happening? Or they just feel it.
I mean, even just cosmic. To the point of, that's true. If they wanted to, for all we know, this show, the fight happens at the, first half. We have some conclusion, and then it ends with a cliffhanger that leads into the Marvels.
Oh, I'm pretty sure that's definitely going to happen. Though.
You know,
I think it's going to lead into that.
So that could be something where, everybody shows up, and they filmed it on set of the Marvels.
That would be dope. It's like if she's like at the end credit after everything, like Colin's just walking like by the park or the water or some shit, and all of a sudden like these two glowy like fucking things, like, hey, heard you did some shit or whatever the fuck.
Heard
like,
you can glow.
Right. I was like, so you're the new cosmic kid around or some shit, and then it'll just end. That'll be dope. I hope they do something like that.
But also, I could see Kamala sitting on the roof with Bruno, and they're being all cute, and off in the distance, she starts seeing some stuff, and she sees Carol Danvers flying in the distance, and Bruno's like, "You're up, like we need you," and she takes off, and that might be like where that shot where we see her arms get big in the trailer or something, like she's like running, and like it picks up right there for the movie where like shit's hitting the fan. They're gonna meet because Carol doesn't know Monica, which is another. I mean, it's a reason why I'm scared for that movie too, because it's like, oh, we're gonna throw 3 characters that don't know each other as a team now. Like, It's a little weird.
Well,
but
they two know each other, but two haven't rekindled because apparently there's a huge fallout, and I'm curious to see why that
Yeah,
is in the movie.
correct. Yeah,
for
no
sure.
kidding.
So maybe both of them won't be there
Yeah,
together. Yeah, because they still need to make up. Because Monica hates this bitch right now.
yeah. Because it was fun. I want to say it might have been Walker that asked me. I can't remember who it was, but talking about because like, do you like Captain Marvel the movie?
Not really.
Okay, yeah. So then you have this one, the Marvels, and somebody asked me, what if they want to make Captain Marvel 3? And I was like, oh, it's like, yeah, that's a little weird. Like they're just gonna say like this is 2. Like, what if this doesn't work and they need to split them up again or whatever? It's like that is weird. Is it Captain Marvel 2, and then the Marvels is its own, or is that Captain Marvel 3?
It's gonna be Captain Marvel 3.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's interesting.
It's gonna be part of that for sure. So we'll see.
That was you, Walker. Okay.
Yeah, so it'll definitely be Captain Marvel 3 once they do that. So
yeah,
and then maybe they'll branch out to like Photon and then Miss Marvel.
Right. Because and I do want to point out one thing that you said because it really is. It's one of the only shows that have done this. Moon Knight did it a couple times, but multiple times throughout this series, the episodes of Miss Marvel have ended, and I go, "That's it? That was so fast." And realizing how much I've loved the characters and just been in to where the run times go right by me. I mean, it feels like a 25-minute episode, and it's 49 minutes, and I'm like, "You are kidding me that it's over." Even that
It's
episode
insane.
where the wedding and they dance and all that, I remember that episode ending and going, "Oh, what?" And like, because it does end with the big fight and all this, but like, I just remember going like, "Oh my God." And it happened multiple times, and I want to acknowledge that is a massive positive to have in your show, is for me to not feel your runtime at all. I mean, that is one of the highest marks I can give something, to saying I didn't even realize it was over. So I just want to pinpoint that again and say, hey, because that's awesome. It really is.
Well, that's very true, and it's like you're so invested and pulled in, and I love when like her mom found out who she was, and like her face wasn't even upset. She just like,
She's like,
oh, word, like,
yeah.
And I love that. I'm like, I don't know, like I just love the progression that seeing these 3 generation of women come together and literally just talk about this shit. It's like, yeah, this shit history, this is what it is. And these 2 people got together and it was more than fucking magic. Who knows? Like, I love this episode's so great, dude. That's why I hope like Marvel needs to they need to take some fucking Stranger Things ideas and make some shits longer, man, because like this it's flying by too much.
Well, I don't necessarily hate that, because at the end of the day we're getting 2 movies worth of runtime already for them. But it's just that thing of, you can see for the most part the directors knew what they were doing, they were prepared, the scripts were ready, and the cast was ready, and it's solid. I felt the same way about Loki. Everyone was on their A game. I mean, you could tell they all knew what was going on. And it was that thing of like, we watched that show and we were like, okay, this obviously had to feel this way because it's so confusing anyway with all the multiverse stuff. This, if we watch it now, it's all makes sense because that show did such an incredible job of truly explaining possibilities and, what the multiverse is, to where now we're all good. But like, no, we should be thankful that they fucking were all on point, ready to go with that show and knocked it out of the park, because when it comes to other shows, I mean, we've seen now that sometimes maybe they aren't ready, and just be happy that fucking Loki was.
That's very true.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited for this finale. I want to see her do some really cool stuff. I really want to see her and Bruno talk more. I'm hoping she's like, I don't know what they're going to do with Kamran. In
Me
terms
neither.
of
That's the wild card for me.
yeah, because obviously Kamran and Bruno are together, and Bruno has to give her the suit, so it's going to happen.
You think it comes from him?
Yeah. Who else would it come from?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure out. But how else would he just know how to just throw that together like that?
Okay. Besides the possibility of a small time jump, because one thing that is true is one of the very last things we see of Kamala in episode 5 is her necklace is the lightning bolt. So you might be right that maybe she gets some help from somebody else on that.
Yeah, I think
because they have to make that pretty quick.
To.
But I don't know who it is, because I like the idea of Bruno being her guy in the in the chair.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, it's obviously
We'll
not coming from damage control, but
it's definitely not coming from them. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see. Maybe it's her last parting gift before she heads home. It's like, hey, here you go. I don't know.
Or I mean, hell, maybe her powers make it, or something. I don't know.
That'll be weird.
It wouldn't make sense, but they might do
right,
it.
That'll be weird, but it's hey, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's going to do it. So now we got the last few minutes to hang out with y'all. Any questions? Any other comments? Anything you felt like we've missed? Please let it be known. And we will do our best to get to it and or explain it. Let's see. Carol Baskets.
I literally was waiting to do that. Yeah, I don't know.
Absolutely. That's funny. Okay. What's his name, Dwayne?
Yeah, Korg's
boyfriend?
Yeah.
That's funny. Nanotech for
Don't do nanotech.
No.
God.
No,
so
we've ran nanotech into.
Yeah,
let it die with Tony. Let it die with Tony.
That's one thing I'm like hoping for is that, because also, Black Panther was made into nanotech.
Right.
And Ironheart. I want Ironheart to go back to fucking Iron Man 1 suit ups. I miss those times when it felt real, man.
I don't think they're gonna do that. Just because, like, in the heat of the battle, like, I don't have time to go all the way back to my fucking headquarters. And suit up.
No, but you got to do the new suitcase thing. Give her a backpack and let her
carry around a box the whole time. That's a lot.
No, it's a backpack. Like, she's a kid. She's got a backpack on, and it's like instead of pulling a parachute, she pulls this shit out, opens her arms up, and just fucking wraps around her ass. It'd be dope, man.
Because I didn't get a good look at it because it was also blurry and like a snapshot shot of the Black Panther concept, and she was in the back.
Oh, no shit.
It looked very jank and interesting, but apparently it's a prototype suit, but from what it looks like, it was not looking great. Let me see if I can find it. It's floating around.
You tag me on Twitter, can you? Oh, he did tag me in it. Oh, yikes. That's funny as fuck. That's what that is.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, here, I can send it to you.
Yeah. I know it's all like boxy and weird and...
What's Nakia wearing? I mean, she looks like She-Hulk.
Yeah, so I'm just like, that suit is
She looks like Starscream from Transformers.
Yeah. And it's bulky as shit. Ironheart is like sleek.
I mean, yeah, obvious prototype, but like, where the fuck she come from?
Let's see.
Like, where'd she get that? I don't know.
But Nakia looks good. I like the hair.
But like, her fist is green.
Yeah, she has gloves on.
It's weird.
It's working off her because that was her color. That's the color of her tribe. So she's all.
Well, yeah, but like just with her the way her hands are like that, it just looks weird. Because they don't look like gloves; they just fit perfectly around her fists and her fingers. But I was gonna ask you about the VFX artists that have come out against Marvel.
I kept hearing about that. What are we talking about here?
Oh yeah.
What came out?
I mean, basically saying, so many VFX artists are like quitting where they're working, and they're only going to go work at places that do not do Marvel Studios projects, because Marvel continuously like puts horrible deadlines on them, and like one guy was saying how Marvel will do reshoots or like change concepts 6 months into VFX, and we have to everything we just made doesn't matter anymore, and they now need all that plus the rest of the movie in a shorter timeline, and like they're supposed to just do it. And
there's a lot of that.
Yeah, I mean, he was saying, he's like, I gotta wake up 5:30 a.m. on Saturday, and I won't sleep until after midnight tonight because I gotta work on this stuff and get it back. And they don't pay overtime or anything. It's just about the shots. You just got to get your shots done. So I mean, sucks because like they were saying how DC will postpone. Like they postponed Black Adam, postponed the Flash because of VFX, and they're like, we appreciate that, but yeah, it's interesting.
Wow, I mean that makes sense. More power to them, because like I said, Marvel. A lot of films have been, the result of that, of like, this is rushed, this is here, this looks like that. I mean, Black Panther, notoriously, and all stuff like that. So it's like they throw shit on them. It's like, hey, change it. You got fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, what? So it's just like, it's completely understandable, and more power to them. Get your shit. I hope Marvel's watching and learn something from this. And I was like, our fucking mistakes, but I doubt it.
And then have you heard this rumor about the guy from You?
I did. I don't like it.
Neither do I, because he's 5'9". I
don't like it. And he's weird.
Well, he plays weird pretty well.
He does play weird pretty well, but just I don't want it. I don't want. Give me Black Reed. That's what I want. Give me a Black Reed or just a really good white one. Whichever one, but it's not you.
Like, what's the guy? What's the guy from Bridgerton?
Jean Renee gets pants wet. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Yeah, Jean Page, something like that. Yeah. I don't know. I'd feel that. Tall, lanky, but built.
Yeah. For me. I didn't know who I would if they were, to go, African American. I don't have one, but if they were to go traditional, I was saying like, hey, you can either do. I've always wanted like an Andrew Lincoln, or like I said, Glenn Howerton. For me was another one too. We could rock out. He was one who was almost Star-Lord.
Yeah, that's right.
And Always Sunny.
I don't hate him either.
In terms of somebody black, I have no idea.
Yeah, it's tough.
No idea, because they'd obviously have to be a little on the younger side, but not too crazy. Right. I think they're trying to start the whole thing over. I don't think we'll get like, hey, we're already the Fantastic Four. So it's like they have to start off a little younger, I imagine. Natalie Emmanuel as Sue Storm. That'll be hot as shit. That'll be hot.
Who?
Gotta throw somebody black in there. Natalie Emmanuel. She was in the Fast movies.
Oh yeah.
Game of Thrones.
That's right. I remember him bringing that up.
Yeah.
I'd dig that.
Yeah, I would do that. I would never turn down a chance to see her in a skin tight ass
spandex.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, for sure. Just wish she wasn't invisible.
Right. Absolutely. Who would be Johnny? Johnny and Ben though.
So that's the thing, is that's
a lot of people want Seth Rogen as Ben. As Ben Grimm.
They've been saying that for so long, man. I don't
listen. I'm not going to put. To be honest with you, it's funny. I would not be mad if they announced him as that today. No, get him in shape and be like, he's Ben.
Well,
I would not be mad.
He doesn't have to be in shape. It's going to be CG.
Well, that's true.
He can be a chubby scientist guy and then become a giant rock and just voiceover. I mean,
That's just true.
I,
He just
no,
can never laugh as the thing.
well, no, that's the problem. See, that's what they're gonna get. I mean,
He can
you get
never
Seth
laugh as
Rogen,
the
you get
thing.
Seth Rogen. But also, no, he needs to do the mocap because I need to see Seth Rogen in some spandex
That'll be hilarious.
because that motherfucker looks like a teardrop.
You know he'll
I
talk
mean-
so much shit and he'll spread that shit in the videos and everything. Absolutely. I think he can pull it off. He's a really good dramatic actor. He can be serious.
He wouldn't be my first choice, but he has been people's like throwing that guy out there ever since Fantastic Four came up.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's better choices. I would
I'm
think.
sure, but I wouldn't be mad. And like, get him, because he still has to play like a pilot and all type of shit. So he'll be like, "Here, get in shape." They'll still do that. They'll still do that. I did see that Jason Segel. A lot of people have been throwing that out recently too, for the thing. A lot of people said but he's too small. He's older now, so never mind. I don't know who else, but in Johnny, I want to see Glenn Powell. That was my top choice ever since fucking Top Gun. Well, I've even said Zach, but it depends if they go for a black Sue Storm.
Right. Well, they did that for Fan Four Stick.
Right. But it wasn't even like, if you do that, that's great, but you got to throw some mix into like the lighter version.
So wait, they weren't adopted? They were actual blood related?
I don't remember. The movie's so fucking. I've
Okay.
barely seen it
Walker,
once.
what was it? He just watched it.
I think they were blood.
If they were blood, that's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. Because what's that girl? What's the girl's name that played Sue?
Kate Mara.
She's transparent.
Yes, that's what I was like. If they do that,
maybe she was albino black.
Maybe, but I'm just like, you have to have like damn near like warm yellow.
I actually don't hate Jason Segel as the Thing. That actually works pretty well for me. I'm not gonna lie. I dig that.
I don't know where Walker is. Let's see.
I know. I think she was adopted. That's what he said.
Okay. Oh, she was adopted?
I wonder if Jason Segel would do it, man. That would be interesting.
I don't know. Doctor says, Suits don't get heavy. Push rat. Oh, yeah. Johnny's adopted sister. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
when it comes to Johnny, though, I don't know, man. Because that's the other problem is people say Zac Efron. Zac Efron is not, he's no longer slim. Like, he's jacked.
He's slim jacked. He's slim shredded. He's
not
like...
His pecs are thicker than my thighs.
Because he has no fucking fat on him. He's just all...
But, like, they're tall. Like, they're long. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's fucking, they're out here. So, like, I don't know. Like, he's got, you know what I'm trying to say? Like...
Yes. They
like
protrude.
What Chris Evans was before Captain America. He was slim, but had muscle.
Right.
And then for Captain America, they were like, "We need you to get big titties," and he's like, "I got you." And fucking, Efron has the Cap titties, and I don't know if you can have a jacked, like, I don't know, man. Like,
maybe if it's anything like those fucking suits in Multiverse of Madness, he'll be just fine. He'll be just fine.
I feel like that was like, he looked like a water balloon. He looked like that suit's just bare, like he is just limp, and the suit's in charge of letting him go long because he's already just like, because he was just a fucking, he looked like a crescent moon. I don't know what the fuck they were doing.
They threw him in a blue bag and put a 4 on it. There you go. It was like, there you go.
They gave him a full body pillow from neck down to his junk, and
Right.
rounded him out. And they
So-
said, we can't have any definition on.
Right, here's a fucking Snuggie. Go save the world. I was like, that's
Yeah.
it. It's like, Jesus.
See,
I don't
and
know,
that's
we'll
the
see.
thing. So I do agree, Hangman from Top Gun, who is Glenn Powell, as you said, he fits Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
He's got big titties. Like, he's Jack. So I don't know.
They can make it work.
That's the thing. I mean, because at the end of the day, I shouldn't be upset with Mr. Fantastic looking like me. Tall, skinny, no skulls at all. Just fucking bones.
Muscles.
And just fucking slinging people. And I should be okay with that. And then, yeah, you can have Johnny just be like a short, stocky, buff guy. I mean, I think that should be okay.
He's the jock. Let him rock.
But it really is the problem that it's fucking Chris Evans in those movies. That's my Johnny Storm. So, like, that's all I think of.
And then that motherfucker was jacked.
He wasn't jacked and fucking.
Yes, he was.
He had hair all over him, and he barely worked out. Looked like he ate French fries every day.
What?
He looked like an actor that I can pull it up right now.
You're bugging. That man looked great.
No, he looked great. He looked like an
shredded
actor,
and fucking.
but he did not look shredded.
That towel scene. You're bugging.
Of course, we all go to the towel and all that, but like,
and then in the second
you
one,
cannot
too,
say he's jacked when that motherfucker turned into Captain America. What are you going to call him as Captain America? I mean, fucking hulked out?
Yes. Because he was ginormous for fucking Cap.
I mean, unbelievable. Like, his body, when that shit opens up in Cap.
Yeah. I was like, he could barely fit in it. His shit was just like,
unbelievable, man.
He could barely fit.
You cannot say this fucker's jacked. Let me see this shit. Put in the private chat.
Chris Evans always.
You click that link?
Chris Evans is always, but this man has fucking abs and titties for days.
No, that's correct. He's got
Sculpted.
pecs and he's got somewhat of abs, but he's not jacked.
Yes, look at that shit. I'm seeing it in motion.
Yeah.
That is perfect. Zac Efron is his build, but just a lot more fucking detailed.
He's also 4 inches shorter.
He's also
So no, it's
greatly
not
shorter.
the same.
He's also greatly shorter, but
How tall is Glenn
who the
Powell?
fuck is Joe Carey? Oh, that's Steve, right? Yeah, negative.
Glenn Powell 6 foot. I'd take it. I'd take
That's
that.
good.
Who? Joe
That's
Keery?
good. Joe Carey is Steve from Stranger Things.
Oh no. Sorry, Walker's absolutely obsessed with Steve from Stranger Things because he's also a musician, and like has an album out on Spotify, and I'll listen to some of it. It's not my vibe.
Who?
But
Walker or
no, Joe
Oh.
Keery.
oh, I was like, oh shit.
And it's not my vibe, but Walker's like obsessed with it and listen all the time. But it's because you love him off Stranger Things.
Yeah, I only like him on
and, like,
Stranger Things. Everything else. I'm
His music is not fire.
Look, his music is fire.
His music is the opposite of fire. It's super like calm and like weird alternative, and like
That's
it very
hilarious.
much fits the time. And like I could see him like being a hippie and making that.
I'll have
but,
to
like,
check that out. I didn't know he made music.
Yeah, no, and like you can't like he's like changing his voice with like electronics and stuff.
Oh,
can tell it's him.
He's T-painting the shit.
No, not that bad, but Pink Floyd-esque.
Oh wow, that's a
No.
huge. That's a very tall
No.
order to. Joe Carey to fucking Pink Floyd.
No,
Oh my god. Walker, that's a Space Jam stretch, my friend. That's Space Jam level stretch.
well now you just got to listen to it and tell me.
Yeah, now I have to because you said. Oh,
But yeah, so his artist name is DJO. So it's Joe, like his real name, but it's spelled different.
DJ,
So it's DJ.
the actor for Billy and Sheriff for Johnny Storm. Negative. I do not want him as Johnny
He
Storm.
fits pretty fucking well though.
I mean,
How tall is that motherfucker?
I guess I wouldn't be mad at it, but I don't know. Ooh, Miss Fine Ass Aisha made a Miss Marvel video.
Oh, did she?
You're getting a follow.
He's only 5'11". I do like him for Johnny Storm though. That's not bad.
I don't know. He's not my first
He's
choice.
Australian.
Yeah.
I didn't know my father's Australian. That's cool. Good
He's
for
not
him.
my first
God damn, he's fucking good.
choice. Not my first choice, but
He has the body I'm talking about. He's not jacked, but he looks like an 18-year-old kid. We all look like that.
But Johnny Storm has to be. He's Johnny Storm.
No.
He used to be lean, cut up, and like, hey, ladies.
That's what I'm saying. He can get more cut, but he doesn't like. I gotta show you this fucking picture of him. Look at. We're just sending you shirtless pictures of grown men.
Right.
Look at the picture in that one.
How it all began.
See how he has like he can go a little more than this and be slim cut because he's got no tits right there. That's what all of us look like in high school.
He does have no tits.
Like legitimately no tits.
He has a big ass head though.
He does. That's what I mean. He could get jacked, and you can tell by his goddamn neck. His neck's as big as his thighs.
He had a big ass head though. They need to fill it out.
Yeah,
because he's gonna look like a blue fucking Tootsie Pop. We can't have that with fucking Johnny Storm. All right.
Oh, that's funny.
We can't do that. And then just have John Krasinski direct, and then we'll be all right.
I'd be down. I would be down for that.
I would be down. 'Cause I don't want that motherfucker back playing Reed.
No,
but,
me either.
So we'll see. I just don't know who they'd get if somebody black. The Jean Reno panties wet dude sounds okay. But I would have to think somebody else. We'll see. Well, maybe fucking ScarJo's dead in the universe. Maybe she can come back and play Black Reed Richards. She's good at disguising herself as other stuff. Austin Butler just. Oh yeah, he spotted for Dune.
Oh, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
See, I don't want the blue and white.
What do you want?
I want the blue and black. I don't want blue and white. I want blue and black. Because, like, despite the movie, like the early 2000s one, their suits were dope.
Right.
I like their suits.
Yeah, no, you're not wrong there. Which they even have another color. They seem to be. I want to say they were like.
There's a lot. There's white and black. There's red.
No, I'm talking about in the movie. Oh, their suits were like gradient.
In the movie? What are you talking about?
In the Fantastic Four movie.
They had different colors in those?
Well, like they're blue. They're like lighter blue up here, and they gradient down to like a navy. Those suits.
Oh, for the second movie.
Yeah.
Which I was here for. So, The Thing. CG or a suit again? Or a combination?
I say CG.
Yeah.
I think he needs to be. I think enough people did not see Fan Four Stick, and also that possibility of one day having the Thing and Hulk do anything.
Oh.
If they're in a suit, it's out. Yeah. I mean, if it's a normal size guy, it's out. I don't think he needs to be as big. Like, well, he could be the size of the Hulk, Smart Hulk.
Yeah.
But like, he can't be the size of fucking Incredible Hulk, or Avengers Hulk.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's fair.
This is what he just said.
Size of Professor.
Why do you want that?
Yeah, I do not want that at all.
Why is Mr. Fantastic taller than the Thing?
Yeah, I don't want that at all. That's why blue and white don't do it.
And don't get me wrong, they could make it work somehow, but like,
give me dark. I want blue and black.
Yeah, I like blue and black with a white 4 circle. You know what I mean? I just think that.
Yeah,
that's right.
Or like a platinum 4 circle or silver, whatever. Like the originals, keep it. But like that.
Well, what you're saying right now is John Krasinski's suit.
The original suits.
Okay.
Well, yeah, he had the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
same
but four in the center, 4 on the side, like those in the movie, the original movie.
Oh, I want it on the side. I don't want it in the center.
Okay.
That's weird. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
I want the side.
Because aren't they normally in the center?
They are.
Okay.
But yeah, side was much better.
Yeah.
Or they might not go either one of them at all. They may go for the white and black suits. They might go for the red and black. They may switch it up.
The logo is blue though.
Yeah, but they still switch up in the comics. It's like all of them. So it's like
the Thing is 6'7" in the comics. I don't give a fuck. You gonna put LeBron James in that goddamn suit? No.
Right. It's clobbering time. And then Cillian Murphy as Doom.
100%.
Yeah.
173,000%.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they're not gonna do Doom right, and then fucking I don't care who it is, don't waste him. Bring Cillian in for somebody else later down the line if you don't want to make Doom the baddest motherfucker ever.
Yeah, that a lot of people are throwing on his name and Juan Carlo. People want Juan Carlo to play everybody.
I mean, that's the thing. People just want him locked down in some shit.
Because he's fucking Juan Carlo. He's the smoothest motherfucker on the planet. He can play anybody.
Juan Carlo could play a dark side user. Instead, they got him for fucking normal dude in the Empire. They done fucked up there. He does a good job as it, obviously, but he does a good job as anything.
As anything. They make him play a box and just talk. I'd be like,
correct.
this is
I'd be
fucking
like, damn, man, he's about to make me jump off a bridge. He's just really good at talking.
It's fucking breathtaking, absolutely.
Predator 7 foot had real actors in the suit. I don't give a fuck. Predator's not fucking fighting the Hulk. I need someone to fight the Hulk.
When Jean-Claude Van Damme was the Predator at first, that's hilarious. That would have been something to see. Let's see.
Okay, I got another question. Well, because you didn't answer. For the Thing, CG or suit?
Oh, CG. I think
pants, no pants.
Pants. I want to see no fucking Thing dick running around here. Like, she was so stupid. I was like, why is this man not clothed in this fucking movie?
But that's what's funny. So in that movie, there is no Thing dick. But
big ass Thing Barbie running around.
But
it's a fucking man.
In the first movies, you do get Thing sex jokes because he wears pants, and that was funny.
Yeah, because
how do you
find out and see that she get killed by a rock slide?
Yeah. Oh my god, man! Those movies are not as bad as people make them out to be. Man, they were my childhood. I fucking loved them.
They're bad, but they're cheesy fun.
Exactly, man.
They're cheesy fun. But yeah, no. So give him pants because fucking Thing has a dick. So fucking, I don't want him running around like fucking Super Barbie.
Right, because then you can bring him into a Deadpool movie and he can sling his dick around and smash fucking people to death with it.
Absolutely. Deadpool talk about it. Like, so how big we talking? Like, what's just constantly have that hard cock? What?
Yeah. How heavy is that?
Right. Just straight shirt cock in it? Like, whatever.
Oh god, man.
The Thing in tidy whities. No, I want no tidy whities. Give him pants and boots.
No, pants. Yeah, correct.
Pants and boots and just kick ass. And there you go. Yeah, he was a big bug originally for the Predator monster too. He was a big bug. It was Jean-Claude in a big ass ugly alien bug suit as the Predator. Until they switched it up and got this fucking 7-foot African dude. It was like, there you go. Be the Predator. I was like, oh, cool. Which he almost died 50,000 times while filming because he was in the fucking jungle in a big ass suit. Jamie from Game of Thrones as Mr. Fantastic. Negative, sir. No Lannisters here.
He could be Doom though. Doom.
I can see that. I can see him as Doom.
Yeah, wouldn't hate it.
Wouldn't hate it at all. All right, mofos. I think it's a good time to end it all. I want to thank y'all so much for joining us on the latest episode of The Film Cave, episode number 79. If you're watching on live or playback, we love you. Thank you kindly. Be sure to share. Sir Logan.
Yes, sir?
Where can the people find you and what do you have coming up?
You can find me on the Twitter right here, Logan_Swish, YouTube Logan Swish, Patreon Logan Swish, where you can find Miss Marvel reactions to the full episodes uncut, as well as Obi-Wan, Mando, name the fucking shit that's on Disney Plus that's on there. Boba Fett's bitch ass. All of them.
Yeah.
They're there. Amelia Clark as Sue Storm.
No, Amelia Clark as fucking what's the bitch's
Mira.
name? Mira. There you go.
But yeah, you can find me there. And also John's link is in the description.
And you can find me on all forms of social media right up top. So do yourself a favor, go hit that follow. You can find Logan's attached to my channel as well. So be sure to follow both channels, hit that thumbs up, and the notification bell to be a reminder when all content drops. And be sure to check us out right here again next week, same time, for an all new episode of The Film Cave. It's your boy, Knight.
And I'm Logan.
And as always, we'll see y'all in the cave. Peace.
See you guys.